All right, welcome back to the deep dive. So we're here to do what we always do, take that huge stack of sources, all the articles and notes, and just pull out the absolute must-know insights for you.
hmm
And look, if you've been paying any attention to the markets lately, you've probably felt it.
Oh, absolutely.
That exact vibe our source material just nails, it's quiet.
It really is. Little volume, sort of a slow mood.
Yeah.
The source described it perfectly. It's like silence before a wedding.
Yeah, the big fish are definitely on holiday somewhere.
It's a temporary lull, for sure, but it's actually the perfect time to analyze what's coming next. And our mission today is very specific.
Okay.
We are looking at a really unique set of sources that look right past this calm and dive straight into the predicted celestial volatility of early 2024.
So this is a forecast blending traditional celestial analysis, Jyotish, with financial market timing.
Exactly. A blend of market timing and really market behavior.
And because we're stepping into this fascinating territory, we have to start right where the source material does.
With a disclaimer.
The huge essential disclaimer.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
What you're about to hear is based on astrological estimates. It is not, and I'll use the source's own words here, a guaranteed card.
Right. So it can't be treated as actual investment advice.
Not at all. And the sources are very upfront about this. They make a great point. It's humorous, but also profound.
Which is?
If you make a profit, it's not just my effort. And
Yeah.
if you take a loss, it's not just bad planets. The choice is still yours.
So you absolutely need to consult with a professional financial advisor.
100%.
Okay, sound advice. But what these sources do signal very clearly is that this silence is ending. A massive pivot is coming.
Yes, this quiet environment is about to be replaced by some pretty high-octane volatility.
And the action, they predict, kicks off right after Makar Sankranti.
That's the core prediction. That
Yeah.
one astronomical event, which is usually around mid-January, is basically the gate opening for all this planetary energy to start. Well, interacting.
Okay, so let's unpack this shift into high gear. What is it about Makar Sankranti mid-January that makes it the trigger date?
It's all about the configuration it sets up right after. So around January 16th, you see the Sun, or Surya, and Mars, Mangal, enter a very close conjunction.
A Yuati.
A Yuadi, exactly. And for anyone unfamiliar, a Yuadi is like having two high-energy, very influential bodies sharing the exact same space. It just amplifies their combined influence, dramatically.
And where is this powerful convergence happening?
It happens in the sign of Capricorn, which is known as Makara Rashi, and this sign is categorized as Ugra.
Ugra, meaning aggressive.
Aggressive, yes.
Yeah.
But here's the critical part. Capricorn is also a sign of structure, of discipline. It demands execution.
So you've got the sun, which is like governance and clarity.
Right.
And Mars, which is pure energy and impulse.
Yes.
And they're both in this sign that demands focused, aggressive results.
You've got it. Discipline force meeting raw impulse. And the
Wow.
sources make a fantastic point here.
Go on.
They say that once this setup hits, now the market won't ask. It will directly tell.
Ah, I love that. So no more subtle hints. We're moving into sharp, decisive moves that you just can't ignore,
That's it. And this specific conjunction is traditionally called a Tijikarak.
which translates to what, roughly? An accelerator.
An accelerator, a pro-rally factor, it suggests strong upward momentum is possible. But, and this is a huge but, here's where the analysis gets really insightful.
There's a caveat.
There's always a caveat. The source immediately reminds us of that famous one about the market.
Let me guess. The market reads the book, but then does whatever it wants.
Precisely. The market can be wildly unpredictable. So even with a Tijikarak factor that suggests acceleration, the energy is massive.
Meaning it could go both ways.
Both ways. It could be sharp rallies or it could be sudden, sharp corrections. This is where, fear and greed just override the astronomical blueprint.
Right, because human behavior and global events are still in play no matter what the timing suggests. This is why the sources focus so much on risk management.
Exactly. And they warned us this isn't just a flash in the pan. They identify the first really big super active time window.
Okay, when is that?
It runs from February 23rd all the way through to April 2nd.
And the mood during that time?
Severe.
Huh.
We are talking about massive whiplash-inducing swings, shifting between that all-time high euphoria and the absolute confusion of what on earth just happened.
Wow. That sounds exhausting for anyone trying to hold a position.
It is, and it leads us straight into what the source calls high-voltage drama.
Which brings us to the next key planetary mix. This is Mars, Mangal joining Rahu.
Yes, and this combination is just the perfect astrological recipe for market instability driven purely by emotion.
Okay, break that down. Mars is.
Mars is raw action. It's the courage to take risk, the drive to get in the game.
And Rahu?
Rahu is the north lunar node. It's often tied to mass obsession, illusion, a desire for instant gratification. In financial terms, it's greed and shortcuts. Chasing that fast money without any real structure.
So the energy of action from Mars gets combined with the illusion of easy profit from Rahu.
You got it.
I can see why they call it high-voltage drama. The source gives these two great psychological examples, right?
They do. On one hand, you have someone bragging they made a month's expenses in one single trade.
High risk, high reward.
And on the other, you have someone just full of regret because they hesitated for a second and missed out. It's a time where that instant gratification, that reckless speculation, is just maximized.
And that energy must fuel the collective story, not just individual trades.
It does. Rahu's influence means the market becomes really susceptible to deception, to collective delusion. And this high-voltage period feeds right into these specific windows where rumors and policy start to dominate everything.
Okay, let's talk about the rumor mill first. The source points to a peak time for this, from February 12th to March 14th.
Yes, that's when the sun meets Rahu.
And the phrase they use is afwahin tez.
Rumors are fast and furious. It's prime time for what they call fake breakouts.
Okay, think about the symbolism there. The sun is light, truth.
Right, clarity. And Rahu is the eclipse. It's the smoke, the deception. When they align, clarity gets obscured. Confusion takes over.
That's the environment where speculation just thrives, fueled by stuff nobody's verified.
Exactly. And the source's description is perfect for today. They say, WhatsApp University will be very active.
Huh. That's great. So, unverified tips, sensational headlines, herd mentality.
All of it. Noise that's masquerading as insight. And it drives these short-term price moves that are basically designed to trap emotional traders.
It's so interesting how quickly the focus shifts after that. We go from that chaotic noise right into a much more serious mood.
A very serious mood. And that shift is marked by the sun joining Saturn, which dominates the period up to April 15th.
And Saturn is the total opposite of Rahu.
Completely. Saturn is the planet of discipline, delay, structure, responsibility. Its influence brings the focus back to tangible realities.
Like government policy, regulations.
Interest rate decisions, fundamental structural changes, all the heavy stuff. The market enters what the source calls a serious mode.
So traders are forced to look past the noise and deal with the cold, hard economic structure.
That's the idea.
So we go from individual greed to the rumor mill's collective delusion and then to the seriousness of policy. But now we need to talk about the real heavyweights.
The big players.
Entering the field around March. This feels like it sets up the endgame for all this spring volatility.
It really does. We're shifting focus from those rapid short-term influences to the big structural movements. We're talking about Jupiter, Guru, Mars, Mangal, and Saturn, Shani.
And the first critical date there is March 11th.
March 11th, that's when Jupiter turns direct, or Guru Marji. And this is explicitly described as a crucial direction-changing day.
Wait, hold on. If Jupiter turning direct is such a key directional day, why does the source suggest that by this point, the wise person will have already taken a quiet position?
That's a great question.
Doesn't a major event like that usually signal the start of a move?
It gets to the heart of anticipation versus reaction. See, Jupiter turning direct doesn't just flip a switch on March 11th.
Okay.
It signals the end of a long preparatory phase. The wise person has anticipated this change. They've seen this shift in pressure coming.
So they've already positioned themselves quietly before all the noise hits the broader market.
Exactly. Before the momentum really kicks in. It's the synthesis phase. It's the big, smart money getting ready for the next major leg of the move.
That makes sense. It's about anticipating the structure, not just chasing the signal.
And right after that, on March 26th, the energy just gets cranked up again. Mars, Mangal, rises. They call it Uday.
So what does that symbolize?
Think of a star rising over the horizon after it's been suppressed or dormant. It symbolizes the release of all that pent-up enthusiasm, all that market energy.
Pushing volatility to
A full tank level is what they call it. If you thought February was volatile, this is the final acceleration. It's pure, unconstrained action.
And this leads us right to the ultimate conflict of this whole period.
It does.
Running from April 2nd to May 11th. This is the conjunction of Mars and Saturn. This feels like the main event where all these pressures finally meet.
It is the absolute apex of tension. It represents a really profound conflict in market psychology. Mars's speed, impulse, aggression,
And Saturn is the opposite. Delay, restriction, caution.
long-term structure. Their simultaneous presence creates this intense friction. It's the core conflict between fear versus discipline.
So when you have the energy of instant action clashing head-on with the force of long-term restriction, what's the message the market is sending?
The message is incredibly clear, and it's uncompromising. Leave emotions hold the rules.
So mandate for structured trading.
That's all it is for those 6 weeks. The high volatility from that Mars-Saturn clash will heavily penalize impulsivity and fear.
Which are amplified by Mars.
Exactly. And it rewards the mechanical, rule-based approach that Saturn demands. The people who use strict stop-loss orders and defined entry points will manage the swings.
And those who trade on excitement or panic?
They'll be crushed by the intensity.
It sounds like a crash course in market psychology, where the cosmos is basically forcing traders to grow up and adopt some discipline.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And if we connect all these dots, the sheer volume of these conjunctions, the accelerations, the conflicting energies,
Sun, Mars, Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter.
all of them, it leads to one singular, very firm conclusion from the source material.
Which is the big takeaway we need to be ready for.
The conclusion is this. With this many powerful planets colliding and this level of drama and structural change, something big is decided to happen by the end of March.
The market just can't hold that much conflicting force.
It can't. Not with full tank volatility. It has to resolve somehow, either with a significant directional outcome or some monumental event that just breaks the tension. Everything from January to March is positioning for that one decisive pivot.
Okay, so what does this all mean for you, the listener? We've just laid out a path of intense volatility. How do you actually navigate this? A period with fake breakouts from Rahu, the greed from Mars?
The source is very clear on the winning strategy. It's a 3-point plan, and it's really just pure market wisdom.
Let's hear it.
Number 1, you have to control greed. We saw how Rahu amplifies that desire for shortcuts. When volatility is this high, shortcuts are just express routes to disaster. Protect your capital.
Number 2.
You must use stop-loss mechanisms without any exception. This is the practical application of the discipline Saturn demands. It protects you when the market inevitably does its own thing.
Not what you hope it does.
Never what you hope it does. And finally, number 3, avoid treating every single candle movement as a definite signal.
So important during those high-noise, rumor-driven months.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you confuse that short-term noise for a true directional signal, you're just going to get whipsawed out of a good position.
Yeah.
Patience and structure are your only allies here.
It's a powerful synthesis, really. Astrological timing and just timeless market wisdom, forcing discipline right when emotional pressure is at its maximum. And that final provocative thought the source leaves us with, it just beautifully summarizes the fate of anyone who ignores these rules.
It really does. They won't be participants, they'll be spectators.
Watching from the sidelines.
Exactly.
Hmm.
The source paints this very clear picture. The undisciplined will be Ramsharak min beith kachai kesat tamasha dekinj,
Which means?
watching the spectacle unfold with a cup of tea in hand. It's the ultimate contrast, isn't it, between those who engage with a disciplined strategy and those who are forced to just sit and watch because their lack of preparation took them out of the game.
A fantastic deep look into a truly unique set of sources. It gives us not just timing, but a whole psychological blueprint for the volatility ahead. Thank you for guiding us through this deep dive.